PS4. I would buy Days if it cross-platform because my girlfriends have it. I would buy these games. But because they don't cross-platform, I'm not going to buy them. Yeah. Yeah, I know about Sony. I know about Sony. My friend told me all about the reasons why Fortnite had some issues with Sony, yada yada. So I'm glad Fortnite was the one who really crushed the cross-platforming. That's why I appreciate Epic Games, is because of Fortnite and cross-platforming and free. It is an revolutionary game. It truly is. Even though it's a basic, it's a revolutionary game. Oh, really, really, really? It does take a big company to change things, and I'm so glad that the gaming community is changing because we needed it, man. We're not in the 60s anymore. It's so fluffy up here. I'm eating kale and hitting the gym. Keeping it with Kylie and Kim. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get their booty, working on those squats. No, actually, I haven't been to the gym in a year and 9 months. And the reason I haven't been to the gym in a year and 9 months is because I got an infection on my leg. And it took 29 days of open wound and going to the hospital every second day to actually heal it. That's when I found out I was allergic to sulfa, which is the alternative to penicillin. So I didn't work out for a year and 8 months because it still didn't feel normal. And guess what? Katie is on penicillin right now because it's infected. So I don't know what caused it. And I went to the doctor yesterday afternoon after a week of penicillin because I'm not allergic to penicillin anymore. And yeah, I was like, okay, doctor, now that it's not painful anymore, I need you to push on it and squeeze it and whatever. And she did. And she's like, yeah, Katie, I agree that it's not 100% healed. Here's some more penicillin for another week. So I'm going to go see her next week on Wednesday again. And I told her, I'm like, this is affecting my livelihood. I haven't worked out in a year and 8 months. I barely walk. Like, you gotta fix me because I'm not going to continue to work out until my leg's fixed. So, and of course doctors encourage walking at least, but I don't walk either because of it. So, does he have a new account? No, no, no. VA Morrison has always been Mr. Morrison. Look how smoky it is in here. That's nutty. Okay, guys. I swear I'm going to start this healing. I just... How are you, Plaid? How's your day today? The smoke is beautiful, but be careful. Yeah, we have a closed door today because my man's still home. My man plans on leaving in at least 10 minutes because it is literally a sleeted of ice out today. He's seeing if work's canceled. Yes, his work gets canceled. Mine doesn't. I work from home. Okay, let's get going on this. Just suggestion, but I agree that Morrison should be a VIP. I haven't made an actual plan on how to assign a VIP in my channel. Ooh, Snout there too. You must be East Coast. We're going to start with this abalone shell at our throat. This abalone shell, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to cup this abalone shell's smoke coming up, bring it towards your face and guide it over your head. Zen candy, zen candy, zen candy. How are you? I hope you're doing so well. We're just going to allow this smoke to go from your throat all the way over your head, releasing things that we wish we didn't say, and releasing those things that we do regret saying. So we're going to go ahead and release all of that energy that's sitting in our throat. Taking a moment to realize if we have the tongue sitting at the roof of our mouth, tensed up. We're going to allow the sage, the smoke, to open up that third eye, clear our mind just a little of overwhelm, stress, and anxiety. Just allow it to relax. Just allow it to relax. Your mind, release all of that extra energy just sitting there. This abalone shell, is going to make its way down the front of your body, but we're going to start by stopping at the center of the chest. This is the heart chakra. This is what or where feelings of community, love, friendship, is where it sits. Let's release any emotions where we may not have felt like we were part of a community. Or maybe we made someone feel like they weren't part of a community. Let's go ahead and release that. Mr. Crumbler, how are you? How are you? We're going to allow... Oh, Squex. Hello. Mwah. How are you? Everybody's piling in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to allow this abalone shell to drop down a little bit further in front of our body, stopping just below our diaphragm. Just above our belly button, this is the yellow chakra. This is where strength, willpower, joy, basic intuition, this is where it all sits. So we're going to take a moment and just release all of those things where you may have taken someone's strength away, or maybe you wish you were stronger to do something. So let's release all of that hate, shame, resentment, and guilt behind all of those feelings. We're going to release all of those feelings where you might have taken away someone's joy, or someone took your joy away from you. Where maybe you wish you had stronger willpower. And there's feelings, emotions bottling up because of that, wishing that you had a stronger willpower. So let's release all of that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Crumbler. I just edited this video last night. Thank you, thank you. We are allowing this abalone shell to go further down the front of our body. It's stopping just below the belly button. I did, Morrison. I did. I'm so pumped. We are going to stop on the orange chakra. This is where expression of self is, whether that's creative or sexual. Let's go ahead and release any blocks or leftover emotions here, where we wish we might have expressed ourselves, but we didn't. So let's go ahead and release that. I've actually put all of my footage on YouTube, and I'm quite pumped. It turned out really well. I call this one Purple Sunrise because it did start out purple. Hum, hum, hum. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. see what we got here. It's a snowy morning here today. Let's get some snow going. Ooh. Complete change. We're going to... This here? This is across the street from my house. Yeah, I love snow until I have to drive in it too. So we're going to allow this abalone shell to move down to our red chakra, which is near our pelvic area. This is where safety, security, anything that's primal that has to deal with our basic needs in life. You've never touched snow, Squex? Well, I will have plenty of snow backgrounds this winter, just for you and everybody here. This one is a very windy, heavy snow. It actually turns to wet snow by the end of it. Carly! Look, we have Carly Snow right in the name. Carly, welcome. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're in the middle of an energy clearing right now. Ooh, another 55. Yes, yes, yes. We ran out of matches. That's good because these matches suck. Just about to get ready for work. Ooh. Is it 6:30 in the morning for you, Carly? Or is it 5:30 in the morning? We're actually getting a snowstorm here in Atlantic Canada. It's 11:30 p.m. 'Tis fate. 5:30. I woke up at 5:30 this morning. Alright, these are different matches compared to the last box, so this one might be harder. It's 11:30 p.m. Holy crap, Squex, where are you? That sounds like a Far East kind of time, man. Yes, first try. First try. Yeah, we did, but it's still 6:30 here in the morning for me right now. New Zealand. Nice. We have a few friends from New Zealand here. I didn't know you were from New Zealand. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's 6:30 right now. We fell back when I was on my vacation, so I don't know when we actually fell back. Yep, East Coast is 5:30, so I'm considered Atlantic time. So Atlantic Standard Time is considered 1 hour ahead of Eastern Time. These considers the provinces like New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and believe it or not, Newfoundland, up in northern Canada is a half an hour ahead of Atlantic Standard Time. So technically right now it's 7 a.m. in Newfoundland. Oh, that would be amazing. But Platy, this is the temperature of the water too, man. Yeah, isn't that strange? I think the half an hour difference is strange, for sure. So, we were on the red chakra here. We were on the red chakra, releasing any sense of insecurity or any sense of being unsafe. I bet it is. We're going to allow this abalone shell to move down the front of our body, stopping at our knees, clearing any emotional reasons as to why maybe our knees might be painful or in pain. And we're just going to run down the front of our body. Keeping in mind the same idea, stopping at the ankles, we're going to release anything in our ankles emotionally that are making our ankles painful. We are going to allow the feet to receive some of this energy, releasing all of that energy that we just moved down the body. And now I'm actually going to step behind you, starting at your shoulders. And I want you to take a moment and realize if maybe you're holding tension in your shoulders. And this would be the perfect time right now to loosen up those shoulders just a little. Take them out of your ears. Stop being so tense. Allow yourself to relax a little. I'm going to ask you at the same time that if you're a person who doesn't hold their tension in their shoulders, are you holding your hips? Are you holding the tongue on the roof of your mouth? Are your hands in a fist-like motion? Just take a minute just to relax a little. It's your turn now. You've worked so hard. Platty. It is cold, man. So, we're going to allow this abalone shell to work its way from the top of your shoulders all the way down to your spine, releasing anything where we might have felt too afraid to start something or stop something. So, let's release that fear, that resentment, that hate, shame, and guilt around not doing the things that we felt like we wanted to do out of fear, wishing we had a spine to get those things done. And we're just going to stop at the butt, like I said, reminding ourselves that there's absolutely no need for you to feel that pressure to get your physical to-do list done. If by chance the item on your to-do list doesn't get done, it's just not meant to get done. It's just not meant to get done. So don't hate yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel shame. Don't try to pressure yourself into doing those things. Because if your to-do list didn't get done, it just meant that those things on the list that didn't get done weren't meant to get done. So let's release all of those things where we might feel anxiety, pressure, overwhelm, a lack of guidance, maybe a lack of willpower that you might feel. Let's go ahead and release all of those things, keeping in mind that it's okay that your to-do list didn't get done. If it's going to get done, it will get done in proper timing. So we're going to keep on allowing this abalone shell to move down your body. We are actually stopped right now at the back of your knees. We're going to release all of those things where we felt like it was taking us away from the things that we actually wanted to do. So sometimes we have resentment towards the things that we do where we actually intentionally had other things in mind. So let's release all of those things where we felt like they got in the way, shook us up. Let's release that. We're going to keep on moving down, stopping at the ankles again, taking a moment to release those shackles of emotions that we have kept around our ankles. Releasing all of those things where we felt like our foundation was swept out from right underneath us. Let's release all of those things. Release, release, release. And now I'm going to pick up your left foot and release all of those things keeping us held back. CIAS. We got the scent-free, asthmatic-free smoke here so that nobody has allergies. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. So I'm going to put down your left foot. And I'm going to pick up your right foot, clearing the energy, blocking you from moving forward exactly where you want to move. So let's go ahead and release that. How are you today? I'm going to say Sayas. Is that how you say your name? Wyatt. Hey. I'm just going to let your right foot set on the ground. Oh, I want to stay right here with you guys too. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I really do wish that I could do this all day for you. Welcome, welcome, Wyatt. Welcome, Sias. Thank you for the follow, Carly Snow. Really appreciate that. Really appreciated. So, what we have here is our abalone shell, and it is still smoking hard. Typically what we do when this happens is... Oh, excuse me. No prob, Bob. Hey, Kathy. Yes, we do have a winter scene. I'm actually going to edit it and crossfade it into the other 3 scenes soon. So I just haven't gotten that far yet. So typically when we still have our abalone shell still smoking, like it is right now, you can't really see it. It's really, really barely there. But what I invite you to do now is, if you're able to, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to witness a waterfall in front of you. And don't worry, you're safe. We're going to ask you to walk into this waterfall, allowing the water to come over your head, releasing all of the leftover energies that needed to be removed from your body, and witnessing all of those energies float away with the water that's gushing away from you, allowing Mother Earth, Mother Nature to transmute this energy and send it back to the earth when it is healed and at a better vibration. So our snow is actually turning into like a lighter type of rain here. So we're just going to allow that water to take away the rest of our anxieties, our overwhelm, any type of energy that I didn't touch on today. We're just going to watch it float away. Float away. Now, we have Storm in here. He's not supposed to be in here. So, I just wanted to make myself big like that for the clearing. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Yep. All right. So, I actually am kind of chilly this morning, so you know what? This was a beautiful day to do filming. It really was. It was probably 0 degrees, and that's why by the end of this footage it turns from heavy snow like this to kind of like wet snow, and it turns thinner. So yeah, guys, I don't know if I have this today. But yeah, that Nightbot, save 5,000 gems to spend on cat treats for Chemical and Storm. If you do spend 5,000 gemstones of your saved points, I will be giving my kitty cats treats on your behalf. Okay, so we have been doing lately Theta Healing every Tuesday. Now, I wanted to take a moment and read a little bit about Theta Healing out of this pamphlet that I got from one of my teachers, because it is very self-explanatory. How do you turn in gems again? You forget. Well, you go to the items store and you redeem them there. And the items store link is right on the screen there for you. There we go. There we go. All right, we're all cut up. Oh my. I wonder how many gems I got. Kathy, you're kicking my butt. I went all in once. Bet all in. I lost all my gemstones. That could have been cat treats. That could have been cat treats, Katie. Okay, so I just need a bookmarker. Okay, so we are reading a pamphlet right now of what is theta healing. Change your beliefs, change your life. This is coming from a pamphlet that I got from my teacher. Theta healing techniques. What does it do? Physical healing, downloading of feelings and teachings from the creator. You get communicating with all the planes of existence through the seventh plane of existence. Belief changes on all 4 levels of beliefs. Resolving resentments. Resolving oaths, vows, contracts, and other obligations. Clearing of one's space and environment. Manifestation. DNA activation, gene replacement, helping wayward spirits and entities ascend to the Creator's light, and living with more and more 7th plane consciousness every day. So that's just like, if you were to become a theta healer, then those are the generic qualities that come with being a theta healer. Gambling, the most destructive game. Yes. Oh, Kathy. Does that not work, madame? Yes, you did. All right, let's get the cat here. I have to open the door so Chemical comes, so hold on. Yep, Kathy. Sure is. Storm. 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 Oh, there's my kitties. There's my kitties. Hi, dear. Good eye, Kathy. I was on mute. Come on, girl. Right here. Right here. ASMR with the kitties. Storm. Hey, Storm. Hey, Star. Hi, good girl. They are beautiful kitty kitties. And let's give them one more. I love when Chemical plays fetch too. Oh. Remember, my desk isn't actually dirty. This is paint and glue. It always looks so dirty. Oh dear. My man just came back home. That's weird. My fingers aren't treats. My fingers aren't treats. Chemical's looking at the window. Okay, what kind of feather is this? This is a turkey feather. Gobble gobble. Turkey feather. Yes. So, the kitty cats say thank you for their treats. Thank you, thank you. Hi there. Okay. Thank you for the redemption on kitty cat treats. The kitty cats really appreciate it. So with Theta Healing, it says, tired of the same patterns? With Theta Healing, transform your life from the inside out. No, the cats really enjoyed it, so. So it says, unlock your highest potential. This is what you can do when you work with Theta Healing. Vibrant health, self-development, spiritual growth, emotional well-being, fulfilling relationships, creativity, career and finances, self-esteem, fun, and recreation. And then the next top title is saying, free yourself from limitations. So these are some of the limitations that might be holding us back, and this is what Theta Healing can help us with. Anger, resentment, grief, guilt, or fears, pain and illness, addictions and phobia. Oh my god. Listen to that frickin' snow. It's intense. Chronic negative thinking, obsessive compulsive behavior, sleep issues, excess weight, smoking, drugs, or alcohol, childhood and adult traumas, feeling of worthlessness, depression and anxiety, allergies and sensitivities, feeling stuck or confused, lack of purpose or motivation, poverty consciousness, sexual issues, unresolved issues. Imagine living life feeling completely healthy, happy, and joyfully abundant in every moment. Try Theta Healing today. So that's what we're doing when we work with Theta Healing. It is such a great sound, isn't it? ASMR. Go from side to side. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a chakra balancing. We are going to do a chakra balancing. You can take 5 minutes, 30 seconds, half an hour to do this. It just depends on what you feel. So if you're able to, we're going to walk through balancing our chakras together as a group. And why would we want balanced chakras? It's so that we're not acting like that's some really hefty snow. That's some really hefty snow, man. So, why would we want to balance our chakras? It's so that we don't end up being a leaky balloon, so that we end up pouring from a full cup, so that we don't experience life in a magnified yet negative manner. So we are going to run through this chakra balancing. We're working with the 7 chakras, the most common 7 chakras. We are going to start with the red chakra. What I would ask you to do is to picture a flower head in front of your eyes with your eyes closed. And this flower head is going to be the color red. The color red chakra. This flower red, this head of the flower is closed. It is not yet bloomed. We're going to take this red flower head and put it over our pelvic area, this red flower head that is yet to bloom. We are going to watch our pelvic area and that red flower, and we're going to watch that red flower bloom and blossom, turning into a beautiful blossomed red flower over our pelvic area. And from our clearing just a few moments ago, this is where our basic primal needs in life sit: safety and security, and anything that falls under that tier. And we are going to move along to the next chakra already. And this is the orange chakra. This orange chakra sits about 2 inches below your belly button. What I want you to do with your eyes closed is picture an orange flower head sitting in front of you that is yet to blossom. And we're going to place that orange flower head just 2 inches below our belly button. This closed flower head, we're going to watch it blossom over our navel area. Do you guys hear the wind outside too? That's nutty. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the next chakra, which is the yellow chakra. This chakra sits just below the diaphragm, but above the belly button, in the middle. This area, chakra, is represented by the color yellow. So we're going to watch a yellow, not yet bloomed flower head being placed right on our tummy, above our belly button. And we're going to watch our tummy and watch that yellow flower bloom over our solar plexus. You guys are doing so amazing. You are doing so amazing. What we're going to do next is we're going to work up to the heart chakra. This heart chakra sits in the middle of our chest, represented by the color green or the color pink. We are going to witness a closed flower head sitting on our chest. And we're going to watch that closed flower head bloom and blossom. Wow. we're going to watch that heart chakra bloom and blossom. We're going to work our way up next to the throat chakra, where a man's Adam apple would be. Adam's apple? This is represented by the color of sky blue, bright blue. We're going to picture with our eyes closed a blue closed flower head, and we're going to set it over our throat. This represents the throat chakra where actual expression exists. We're going to watch that closed flower head bloom. We're going to make our way up towards our eyebrows area, in between our eyebrows, but 1 inch up or less. This is where our third eye chakra is. Third eye chakra is represented by a dark purple mixed with a dark blue. This is indigo. We're working with an indigo colored flower, a closed flower head. And we're going to witness this closed flower head being placed over our third eye chakra. We're going to watch this flower head bloom indigo over our third eye chakra. You're doing so well. We're going to move on to the next chakra, and this next chakra sits on the top of our head, pointing upwards. This can be represented by several colors, but we're going to use white or sparkly gold or lavender purple, whatever color feels like the one for you. We're going to watch a closed flower head be set on the top of our head, and we're going to watch it bloom on the top of our head. Now, we're only halfway done our meditation. I highly, highly, highly advise not to leave the house with your chakras wide open, because you're just going to feel everything amplified, and that's not necessarily in a good way either. Or you would express in an amplified way as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to work top down, and keeping in mind that if you ever need to do this, you can do this within 30 seconds. We're going to start at the top of the head. Picturing that flower that was wide open, bloomed, whether it was white, sparkly gold, or lavender, we're going to watch that flower now close up and balance itself out as if it was protecting itself from the crazy wind and snow that's happening right now in the background. Let's close up that flower. We're not actually closing it though. You'll notice if you take a look at the center of the flower, there's actually we can still see the center of the flower. We're balancing our chakra. We're not closing or blocking our chakra. You're doing amazing. What we're going to do next is we are going to focus on the area between our eyebrow. And then we're going to focus a little bit upwards, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. This is where our third eye chakra is. We have an indigo flower currently sitting there, and this indigo flower is currently bloomed. Indigo is dark purple and dark blue meshed together. We're going to witness that open indigo flower close itself up and balance itself out, protecting itself from the cold weather here in the background. You're doing great. Clearing the way for your intuition. We are going to work with our next chakra down, which is where a man's Adam's apple would be. This is represented by the color light blue. Light blue, light blue. Light blue. We have a light blue chakra that is bloomed when witnessed as a flower. We're going to watch that flower close itself up and balance itself out right here on the throat chakra. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Carly. That is truly the point of my channel, is hoping that people doze off and fall asleep. And I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you had a second alarm set. Thank you so much again for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Kathy, thank you for the subscription. Hype. Thank you for the subscription. Mwah. Mwah. Oh, thank you, Kathy. You are so blessed. You are so lucky. You are such a nice person, and everybody recognizes that. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Carly, you know what's interesting, Carly, is that I am not intentionally doing ASMR today. We are in just chatting, so it's quite interesting that ASMR is being accumulated here. Unintentional ASMR. I hope you have a beautiful day, Kathy. I hope you have a beautiful day, Carly. Enjoy your day. Be safe. We'll see you next time. Thank you for your consistent support, Kathy. Thank you. Now, I haven't started talking again because I honestly forget what I was talking about. Yep. Right, we're doing chakras. Squirrel. We are focused now on the center of our chest, right where the breastbone meets here. We are thinking about a bloomed pink or green flower that is sitting over our chest. We're going to watch that flower over our chest just come back in, close itself up, balance itself off, protecting ourselves from the weather of what life is. There goes the snow truck. So what we're going to do now is we're going to focus below our diaphragm, but above our belly button. And this is the color yellow. We have a bloomed yellow flower that is sitting over our diaphragm, below diaphragm area. And we're watching this just come in and close itself off and balance itself out, protecting ourselves from the weathers of what life is. Squirrely, you did. Squirrel, I totally squirreled out. How are you? Long time no see, sir. I hope you're well. We're just balancing our chakras right now. We're on the yellow chakra, and we're going to move to the next one. It sits below your belly button, about 2 inches. It's the color orange, and we are seeing an open flower that's the color orange sitting just below our belly button, wide open. We're going to watch the flower close itself up, balance itself out, protecting all of us from the weathers of life. Squirrely, I miss you. Mwah. I'm glad you're here. What you hear in the background is an actual snowstorm pounding against my wall. My walls, my windows. So I don't have any audio on in my background today. We are moving down to the next chakra, and this chakra sits over our pelvic area, represented by the color red. We are going to witness a wide open flower that is bloomed over our pelvic area, and we're going to watch that flower close itself up, balance itself out, and protect ourselves from the weathers of life. I just want to make sure that everybody's chakras are balanced, so just give me a moment. I bet some of you just felt a little bit of a heartbeat, like an extra flutter in your chest. I wonder who that was that felt that extra flutter in their chest when I balanced their chest chakra out or their heart chakra out. Yeah, I've been really good, thank you, Squirrely. My veer away from ASMR probably didn't help the fact that you weren't in my channel, so I apologize for not doing ASMR on a regular basis. But now that I have all of my psychic content figured out, starting January, my Sunday stream will be ASMR, and then we're going to work a few weeks with that, and then we're going to add another day of ASMR. So 4 days of psychic and 2 days of ASMR. Yes, but I'm doing really, really well. Really well, thank you. So I want to take a moment here for those of you who decided to go through this chakra balancing technique with me. I want you to take a moment and think about how you are visualizing those flowers. ASMR hype. Hey, Black James. When we visualize those flowers, it actually is a very, very, very good representations of the chakras. Because on Wednesday we learn about the chakras, and we actually recently learned that the chakras are usually represented by lotus flowers, which is quite interesting. But we're using any type of flower that we want. But when I asked you to witness a flower to start our meditation, and I asked you to start by witnessing a closed flower head as if it was going to bloom. Now, if by chance, when I asked you to go and witness a closed flower head, and if by chance it was already open before you witnessed it, that means that your chakra was already open. Now, if you did witness your red flower, or any flower rather, it doesn't matter where it was on the body. If you witness this flower head struggling to open and bloom itself out and you couldn't get it to open up, that just means that that chakra has some blockages that you need to work on. And it's no big deal. We're human. We're here to work through our stuff, right? ASMR is the only thing that knocks you out. Yeah. I haven't even seen you in the ASMR channels in the community talking. I lurk a lot in the ASMR channels. So, if by chance, when we were working on opening up the chakras, and you witness this flower head go from closed up to bloomed, and it just kept on blooming and blooming and blooming, and it wilted itself out, that is a clear indication that you are overusing the energy in that chakra, and it's very good that we balanced it out. Now, if we are talking about when we closed up our chakras to balance them out, if you had trouble, if your flower head was open and you struggled to close up the flower head, that just means, once again, you have trouble balancing your chakras, and it wants to be wide open, which means that you're a leaky balloon, and we don't want to be a leaky balloon. We want to be a balloon that holds all of our energy in, right? So having a balanced chakra is very easily represented by flowers and their states that they're in prior to and post working with them. So, oh, Squirrely. Well, I'm here always in the morning. I always make sure that I have relaxing content. I'm going to put the rain back on. But yeah, I always make sure that I have relaxing content. My idea is just to branch out the ASMR idea into just chatting. It's just, I can't guarantee ASMR because, for instance, my man walked back through the door at 6:45 when he left at 6:30. So I just can't guarantee pure ASMR quiet. So that's why I'm over in just chatting. But I still have the intentions of being 100% relaxing. So Well, we still have tons of time together, guys. So, what I want to do is I want to do two more things. I want to do a few more things, actually. We said we were going to connect like a psychic and ground. So we actually technically didn't do that already. Connect like a psychic and ground. The way that we're taught to do that. Wow. This is snow hitting my wall. Okay, stop turning off your audio, Katie. Shh. Okay. So, let's take a moment. Hello, Divine God. Thank you for the follow. I really, really appreciate that. We are going to take a moment to ground. And this particular grounding technique specifically comes from Theta Healing workbook. And that's why I say I can't guarantee ASMR, because I accidentally do stuff like that sometimes. My apologies if you're relaxing to that. So, the grounding technique that we use right now is a theta healing technique. And when we use this technique, we are grounding to the earth. So, once again, this technique can take 30 seconds. Or you can make it as long as you want it to be. It can be half an hour, 2 hours if you want it to be. But we're going to take a few moments and do this grounding meditation. When we actually do this particular grounding meditation, I want to say that there are chakras below the feet, and this is considering grounding at those chakras as well. Oh, that's really good, Morrison. I didn't hear him close the door, so it might happen soon. Yeah, they actually canceled my hubby's work today because of the snow that's going on today. So you saw lots of tulips. The indigo was really beautiful. That's awesome. And they all opened and closed perfectly. That's great. Do you ever remember, Morrison, doing this this meditation and it being hard to open and close those chakras? The second heartbeat made you really nervous. Okay. Well, no worries about that second heartbeat, because I was the one that... the second heartbeat was your heart chakra balancing out. The snow sounds actually, they went away for a while, so I'll put them back on when I hear them loud again. They're actually loud right now. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So let us do this meditation. We're going to connect and ground. Firstly, we're going to ground. I'm going to keep my eyes closed, and I invite you to do the same. It's much easier to visualize. Right now, we're listening to the snow pound against the windows. That's real snow pounding against my windows. What I want you to do right now is I want you to focus on your nose. And I want you to focus on the area behind your nose. And I want you to focus on the space between your ears, your brain. I want you to now focus on the center of your chest where your heart is beating. Sorry about that. We're focusing on the center of our chest. What I want you to do now is, whether you're breathing through your nose or your mouth, I want you to feel as if you're breathing in your chest, out through your chest, not through your mouth, not through your nose, but feel as if you're breathing in and out of your heart center. Julie Olive Music, thank you so much for the host. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Really do appreciate it. What we're going to focus on now is our feet. What does the bones on your ankle feel like? Let's try to feel the center of our ankle. Now, let's focus on the bottom of our feet. Do you have socks on? Do you have shoes on? Are you barefoot? Can you feel the material of whatever your foot is touching? Is it cold? Is it warm? What I want you to do is, I want you to focus on the bottom of your feet. Really look at the bottom of your feet, and I want you to notice that there's roots growing out of the bottom of your feet. And these roots are destined towards the center of the earth. Oh, Julie, please let us know. We're definitely curious. These roots that are growing from the bottom of your feet, they're actually penetrating the floor of where you're sitting, going through the foundation, and hitting the ground. It's going to start going through the surface of the earth. These roots that are attached to the bottom of your feet are going towards the center of the earth. We're going to watch those roots get longer and longer and longer, pushing through the earth, bypassing any strong rocks and making sure that we get right to the center of the earth. And this center of the earth has the color red. And the roots from your bottom of your feet, the color red, is going to start being absorbed into those roots, slowly making itself up, those roots that are attached to your body. We'll notice that the color red eventually hits our feet and starts to fill up our body as if it was water, filling us up from the bottom up. Our feet, our ankles, our shins, calves, and knees, the rest of our legs, our hips, our torso, and it starts spilling over into our arms, our fingers, forearms, elbows, all the way up to our shoulders are now full with the color red. Your throat and your head. Now what I want you to do right now is, I want you to take a moment and focus on the center of your ears, the space behind your nose. What I want you to do now is to intend that you are going to connect like a psychic. And that when you intend to connect, you are going to connect to the universe, the creator of all that is, your Godhead, anything that we are connecting to, that is what you're connecting to. Everything, the universe, consciousness, Godheads. This doesn't have to be religious. We're connecting to an energy, not a religion, remember? So let's go ahead and do so. What we're going to do is, just for a moment, is look up to the sky. Excuse me, look up to the sky. we're going to notice that there's a funnel of gold sparkly light coming down from the sky. We're going to start to allow it to funnel into our head and making every aspect, every inch, every atom, every space in between the atom gold. Sparkly gold. I want you to take a moment to focus in on those troublesome areas in your body where you hold a lot of pain, like your lower back, your shoulders, your wrists, maybe your hips, maybe your ankles or knees. Maybe you got a broken bone in your toe that hurts on cold days like today. I want you to focus on those troublesome areas in your body, and I want to make sure that the color gold has penetrated that area deeply, making sure that there's no black or brown left over in that area. Every inch, every atom of your body internally is now the color gold. We can feel it buzzing inside of us. It's a pure energy. Where there is light, there can be no darkness. Where there is light, there can be no darkness. And this is how we begin our connection like a psychic. Is this called a chakra healing? Morrison, earlier we did a chakra balancing. I wouldn't necessarily call it a chakra healing because there's a separate process that a person does when they work with separate chakras. That's a very good question. But no, we did a chakra balancing. We did not do a chakra healing. And what we're doing currently at this exact moment is we just grounded with the theta healing technique. And what we're about to start doing is we're going to start connecting like a psychic. And this, once again, it can be a 30-second technique, or you can make it be a half an hour. I can hear my man's audio. So I'm going to turn on the background music again. Morrison, you're doing amazing. Now, Morrison said the grounding part is really hard. He's not really good at imagining things he hasn't seen. It's okay. We are only human. Morrison, I bet. What the effing word was I even trying to say there? Believe or bet? I bet that if we slow down that meditation for you, that you might have a better time, because sometimes we just need to allow our heads to focus on what we're being asked to watch. So you're doing amazing, Morrison. You're doing amazing. And the fact that you the fact that you recognize that it's kind of hard to get that visualization for grounding going, it's okay. It's beautiful. It truly. But don't hate yourself for it. Don't hate yourself for it. What we're actually practicing every single time when we do a visualization, we're actually practicing our clairvoyance abilities. So that's the first time I've ever said that. We are practicing our clairvoyance ability. We're practicing to see. And we can't expect to be experts on day one. So, I have trouble witnessing sometimes. So it just depends on the day. And with more practice, just like riding a bike, I mean, people still fall over in bikes as professionals, but that's the point, is that nobody's perfect. As Squirrely said earlier, imperfection in perfection, right? Oh, you'll check out some trees to understand how the roots connect to the ground, okay? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about, if you guys had trouble witnessing, just keep in mind that we're all beginner psychics here. We're all beginner clairvoyants and empaths. We're all beginners. So if by chance that you didn't get a technique mastered in the first day, there's truly no worry. So, oh my goodness, Morrison. Oh my goodness, Morrison. So, yeah. So practice does make a person better. So when we're witnessing and visualizing, these meditation connections or these psychic connections, we're working with our clairvoyant self. So, Morrison, maybe we might have some more luck doing our psychic connection. So, I'm going to ask everybody at this moment to close their eyes if they're able to. If you're able to, please. I'm going to close my eyes as well because it's easier to visualize. Oh, squirrely. We're going to focus on the space behind our nose. We're going to focus on the space between our ears. And we are actually occupying that space in our brain. Our self is occupying that space in that brain. And before we even do anything else, let's just intend that we are intending to connect to the greater power, the divine, consciousness, the universe, a Godhead. Remember, this is not religious. We're working with energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to feel that space between our ears. We're going to focus on the fact that we're a mist, and we're going to lift that mist out of our head and set ourselves right above ourselves, an aerial view looking down at ourselves. What we're going to do is just float above our head, slowly moving away from our bodies as this energetic spritz, this energetic cloud. Just noting that our bodies here on Earth are perfectly safe, and we're just going to float away from our bodies out into the universe as if we're an airplane shooting away so fast. And once again, we are so safe. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly start moving away from our body, from the room that we're sitting in, slowly, and we'll notice that we actually surpass the roof in our building, and we can see the outside of the building that we're sitting in. From the top, we can see the roof. And we notice that while we're focused on the roof of the building that we're sitting in, we're still actually floating away. And we notice now that we can see the cars around the building of where we're sitting. And we notice that we can actually see the whole block, and now we see the whole town or city. We're floating away very fast. The city looks like a little set of ants or a toy kit below us. We're going to keep on floating further and further out, noticing that we're actually so far out that we're in the clouds now. And we can see the country in which we live. Hi, Pega. Hi, Pega. Hi, Pega. So what we're doing now is we're noticing that since we're beyond the clouds, we notice that we're just going to push right out into the atmosphere. I'm here, little pop. We are going to notice that we're floating so far away out into the atmosphere that we can actually start to see the whole planet Earth just spinning there. Witnessing that right in front of us, just beautiful Earth floating, spinning in front of us. Oh, Chief. So what we're going to do now is that we're noticing that we're floating so fast and so far out that we see our whole solar system from the sun right down to the last planet. We're floating so far out we see the whole galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and we notice upon our distraction that we look around and we see a lot of galaxies out in the universe with us. We're just still floating out further and further and further. Remember, we are so safe. We are protected. I got you. We're going to float into some darkness and light and darkness and light, and we notice that there's a wall there in front of us. It's kind of like Jell-O. It's a jelly-like substance, Jell-O. We're going to push into that wall, and we're going to wade around in that. We're going to push through that a bit. This wall is a wall of colors, everything. This is the laws of the universe. There's the snow again. Those are the laws of the universe. we don't want to work within the laws of the universe. We want to work beyond